Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day today. We've reached the middle of the week. This is your reading for Wednesday, February 6th, 2019. I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you are new to the channel, I'll be reading your overall energy, and then I will be asking for your aspirational energy, just kind of what you can hope for if you're able to overcome your challenges. And then I'll ask for your challenge on both the physical and metaphysical or spiritual realm. And for each of those, I will be asking how you can overcome those challenges, and then we'll see what your energy is for the end of this day. Okay, so let's get started. What is your overall energy? Thank you so much for being here as always. And of course, thank you to our higher selves and to those beings out there that allow us to connect with one another and share these messages so that we can help each other and learn from each other. Because just as much as I hope these readings are helping some of you out there, being able to do them for you is helping me, and it has improved my life in a strong way. Like the days that I don't do readings tend to be because they're not the best days, and probably because I didn't start my day with like a meditation and the plan for reading. So like doing this helps me as much as I hope it's helping people out there. So what is your energy today, February 6th, 2019? What is your overall guiding energy for this day, Wednesday, February 6th, 2019, for whoever this reading is meant for? Please and thank you. Going beyond normal. So this card is a message to really kind of try to think outside of the box with whatever you're being faced with today. If someone asks you how to do something and it's something you've done like a million times, really consider kind of changing the way you're doing it to try to find improvements in that way. You may be dealing with what was I thinking? You may be dealing with a little bit of trouble, but I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing more of you realizing kind of where your differing ideas, where your new ideas, your strange ideas can kind of fit into your life and help you improve whatever it is you're being faced with today. So whether that's work or relationship, whatever questions you're being asked, whatever tasks you're being given, especially if you've been trying something for a while or working on something for a while, you've probably gotten into a bit of a routine with that. Shake up your routine a little bit today. Do something different. Just really think a little bit more on a larger scale today concerning whatever it is you're dealing with, okay? So let's see what your aspirational energy is. This is energy that you can hope for if you're able to overcome your challenges. Quite often, it also helps us understand a little bit more about that overall energy card. So what can, whoever this reading is meant for, what can they aspire to for this day, Wednesday, February 6, 2019? What can they aspire to? What is the aspirational energy and or card or message for whoever this reading is meant for today, for Wednesday, February 6th, 2019? Please and thank you. So you have the Ten of Cups, okay? So the Ten of Cups tends to have to do with your home life. More so it has to do with what makes you feel like you're at home. You know that phrase, the home is where the heart is? With the Ten of Cups, it's kind of telling you to really think about what makes you feel fulfilled. And I think because this is in your aspirational position, you might also be facing that need for fulfillment. You might find that if you're able to overcome your problems, if you're able to overcome your challenges, you'll be a lot more comfortable with your path and a lot more sure of who you are and what you're trying to do. And I do think that, you know, with that kind of going beyond normal, this has to do with finding fulfillment in your life, finding that peace and that comfort and that joy of life, that sense of purpose, that sense of knowing who you are, what you want to do, what kind of life you're trying to live, who you want to be, what message you want to give to the world, what you want to leave behind, okay? So there's like this sense of purpose and you're on that path, and this being in your aspirational position is so positive that like, you know, if you're able to overcome your challenges, you're going to be getting to that position where you're starting to feel fulfilled, where you're starting to know your purpose, where you're starting to feel joyful and happy and comfortable with your life, okay? So let's see what those challenges are. First, starting with your physical challenge. This could be your body, this could be your health, this could be your relationships, this could be your home life, your finances, this could be your car, this could be anything that you're challenged by on the physical level. And you, oh my goodness, I just like threw all my cards. I am grabbing some cards off of the floor. Oh my. Sorry about that. But what was I saying? So this is your physical challenge, and you will know what that challenge is when the card comes out. When I explain everything, I don't always know like specifically what it is, but you'll know what it's pertaining to. So what is your physical challenge for this day, Wednesday, February 6th, 2019, for whoever this reading is meant for, from their higher selves to mine? What is your physical challenge for this Wednesday? Please and thank you. You have the Seven of Swords. So with the Seven of Swords, I'm trying to remember, because as you see, this card doesn't really tell you much, so this is one of these decks where you kind of have to remember what the meaning is, and I don't, so the number seven, I think has to do with finding fulfillment in your life, with knowing that our higher selves and our higher powers are there for you, that they are watching you. I'm actually going to check my book real quick to see exactly what I have written about the number seven. The sword suits has to do with your thought process. So it is possible that, you know, you're trying to deal with a problem, and you're really just kind of not sure how to deal with that problem, or the way you're trying to deal with that problem is just not really serving you. It's not really serving your purposes very well, but you keep trying it. You keep doing the same thing. You keep trying to solve problems with a specific mindset, something that's not serving you. So like, as an example, it would be like, you know, you go to work every day, and every day you tell yourself, today I'm not going to let them boss me around, but they boss you around, and instead of actually doing something to change that, you would rather complain to your friends, or you would rather kind of sulk about it, or keep it in your head, or write, you know, angry blogs about it or something as a form of protest, or, you know, just steal someone's food out of the office fridge. Like, you do petty protest things instead of actually dealing with the problem, actually facing the issue here. And I think that like that's causing you some suffering. So let me see what this book says about the seven number and the Seven of Swords, just so that I can kind of know, you know. So 7 is the symbol of the temple, the human body, and its 7 chakras. The teaching and learning number, it's the number of practical philosophical experience. Such learning is usually acquired through sacrifice, and it is a very physical number. So it did pop up in your physical challenge as a physical number, and it does mean that you may be dealing with having to sacrifice something. And if you are someone who has been dealing with your problems in that kind of unhelpful, petty way, that way that's just not really making a difference for you, it's just something that you temporarily feel good about because you got a little bit of vindictive revenge in, but you haven't actually faced the problem, you haven't actually dealt with the issue, you haven't spoken to the person who's been like using you, or pushing you around, or like bossing you around, telling you what to do, making you do more work than, you know, you're paid for, whatever it is, you haven't addressed the problem properly, and the way you're dealing with it, like I said, isn't serving you. And to come over that, you are going to have to face some challenges, some what did it say, sacrifice. So the book that I have, I'm using my little notebook here, and in Seven of Swords, it says that you have trained yourself to instinctively notice the opportunity, which I don't feel like that's the case here. I feel like you're actively not dealing with a problem the way that you need to be dealing with it. That's the biggest thing I'm getting from this card. So let's see what you can do to overcome that challenge. How can you deal with this energy of, petty revenge, this not really facing your problems, but doing little tiny things that are possibly even making the situation worse for you? What can you do to overcome this Seven of Swords challenge that you're dealing with? How can you overcome your challenge on the physical level for today, for Wednesday, February 6th, 2019? Please and thank you. See, with the King of Pentacles, okay, so you're missing something. You're not necessarily seeing the right way out. You're very much focused on your hopes, or I don't want to say hopes and dreams, but you're daydreaming essentially. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, and you're just kind of accepting. So we have two pentacles, all right? So the message here, I think, is that you need to get grounded in reality. Right now, you're not. You're just kind of accepting the place that you're in, but accepting what nonsense you're living with, like the negative in your life, is not necessarily reality, okay? It's how you're perceiving everything. So if someone, like for that example at work, people are like making you do more work than you're supposed to, more work than you're paid for, and instead of facing it and dealing with it, you're kind of with the mindset that this is just what you have to go through. This is what you have to swallow and put up with, and there's no other way out. But with this King of Pentacles, I think the message is there is another way out. There is another way to deal with this problem, but you're very much afraid of what you will have to lose in order to get away from the problem, because I think you're going to have to step away from whatever the situation is, whether it is a job, whether it's a relationship that's not serving you, whatever it is that you've been dealing with in these really petty ways. You're really going to you're going to have to say goodbye to it, or you're going to have to really deal with the problem, and that is going to end up meaning that you could end up not having that job anymore. You could end up not dealing with that relationship anymore. You could end up kind of losing something that you come to feel comfortable in, or at least to settle for, whatever you settled for. You're afraid of losing that, because losing that, could mean a lot of things. I say it all the time, there's fear in the unknown. There's fear in not knowing what could happen if you step out of your comfort zone. So your comfort zone right now is this kind of poverty place, this kind of it's not my fault. I'm here because I have to be. Like, there's no other option for me. There's no other way to deal with this. And I'll put up with all of the nonsense because it gives me stability. It gives me, a certain level of money every year. It gives me all these things, but it's also making me miserable. It's making me unhappy. It's making me angry. It's making me emotionally unbalanced, spiritually feel unbalanced, energetically drained. And it's just doing all these things that are not really serving you, even despite how good it might look on paper. And because of that, because you're like accepting that situation, you're very much missing the possibilities. You're missing the opportunities. So like what my book said about how you've trained yourself to see an opportunity, that's in your challenge position. You're missing opportunities. You're missing the opportunity to improve your life. You're missing the opportunity for new money, for a new job, for a new way of living, for freedom, okay, to break away from this situation you're in, because I don't think it's serving you, whatever it is. And I do feel like, because we have both of these pentacles, I do feel like it has to do with a job or finances. And that could be, these are general readings, so that could be, it could be something different. It could be, your home life. It could be your domestic situation, whatever it is. But I do feel like you are currently settling for something that isn't serving you, and you are missing the opportunities for growth and for change and for improvement here. And because these are in your overcoming position, I think the message here is to be aware of what you're settling for, and be aware and like try to open your eyes up, like this King of Pentacles. Really try to look at all of the possibilities that are already there for you, and look at kind of what reality really is, like as objectively as you can, versus what you've come to accept as your reality. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what's going on under the surface. This is concerning your emotions, your spiritual challenge, and or your mental challenges. Mental, emotional, and spiritual challenges. What are they for today, February 6, 2019? For whoever this reading is meant for, what are their challenges on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level? Please, what is the challenge for whoever this reading is meant for Wednesday, February 6, 2019? What is their challenge, please? You have 3 of Wands. So, interesting. I feel like you're someone who really wants to help people. You want to be able to heal inside and out. You want to be able to heal other people. But because this is in your challenge position, you're struggling with that. Like you're struggling figuring out, just how to make these changes that you want to make. So you do know that there are changes that can be made, but you're just kind of feeling like everything is doomed. Like she's an angel, right? And she's nursing in her lap a bird, possibly a dead bird. And she's sitting on a like a dead, dying tree, a leafless tree. Okay? And so like there's this imagery of desolation, this imagery of just being done and being tired and being like having nothing going for you. But this same imagery is kind of juxtaposed, or like just kind of placed with this beautiful angel, and like this beautiful, lovely, like symbol of love and symbol of peace and comfort, and gentleness that is trailing her. Okay, so there's like this hope for healing, for what's dying inside of you, what's hurting inside of you. We really want to heal that, and you're like kind of in this place where you're trying to do that, but you're going back and forth between kind of this desolation, this depression, this coldness, and the small moments of wanting to heal and wanting to be loved, but you're really just not sure what you can do, what actions you can take, what active things you can do to make these changes, to heal these dying parts of yourself, these sad parts of yourself, these hurting parts of yourself. You're just really struggling. But like with this number 3, for me it always means there's divinity, there's someone divine or something divine watching you and trying to help you and guide you, but you're not really able to see that. Everything's very cloudy for you right now. So let's see what we can do to overcome this challenge. How can you, whoever this reading is meant for, overcome your challenge on the mental, emotional, spiritual level? How can you deal with this kind of cold, desolate feeling, this wanting to heal, but more like something inside of you is just slowly dying, slowly fading away, and it feels like your efforts to heal it and your efforts to make it better, they're just not working. It feels like everything is just futile. How do you, whoever you are, overcome this challenge on your mental, emotional, and spiritual level? How do you deal with this for February 6th, Wednesday, 2019? Please. You have the Seven of Cups. So again, we have another seven. Again, um, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And again, we have another Pentacle. Okay. So with the Seven of Cups, it's like, you know, there are lots of different things that you can do to achieve this, to achieve healing. But, you know, you have to be careful of throwing spaghetti at the wall. You have to be careful of being distracted. You know, like some people, when they're going through something, their urge is to like buy a billion self-help books and like try every new diet, new exercise routine, every medication their doctor recommends, like just kind of trying everything to figure it out, which can help in the beginning, but eventually you're going to need to start to narrow that down and pick like actual methods that can help you improve, you know, your, or I keep saying improve, but help you like just feel better, help you heal, you know. You're, whoever you are out there, you're kind of suffering right now from some depression, I think, and like this can help like figure out what's going to help you heal most instead of just trying every single thing. Figure out what works best for you, and as you do that, you know, really try to get grounded. I do think that this not only has to do with being grounded with like meditation. Grounding meditations are amazing. Doing things that help you get more in touch with your body, help you feel your body. There's this wonderful exercise that I recommend my students that involves, you know, stripping down in front of a mirror when you're alone and really taking in your physical body, you know, just really get grounded in your reality of who you are, without judgment. And I also think that this may have to do with some finances just because of what we got from the physical challenge. You may be just really worried about how to improve your finances. You may feel like you're not where you wanted to be, where you hoped you'd be by this time. And you know, a lot of us go through that. All of us, I absolutely go through that sometimes. But you know what? Where you are is where you're meant to be right now, because this is where you can start to change if change is needed. This is where you can start to see, you know, what is working for you, what isn't working for you, and what ideas you can start to incorporate into your life to make what isn't working for you either work or put it away, or replace it with something else. And I think with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, it's a reminder to kind of let go of your ego here. Okay, so we have this like proud peacock back there, which is generally a message to not be vain, don't brag so much, don't like try to rub your successes or your failures into other people's faces. And I say, or your failures, because it is very easy for someone to say, you know, so if you hear like, oh, I'm so tired, and then it's really like some people will respond, oh, you think you're tired? I do this and this and this. I'm tired. Like, there is no need for that. That is unnecessary, you know. Try to remove your ego from the situation so that you can really look at this with a more logical point of view, with a more grounded point of view, okay? You can't be grounded if you're thinking so much about yourself that you're not like that you're not really able to change, that you're not really able to understand where other people are coming from, or to really figure out what works for you. Because if your ego is at play here, then there's a huge chance that you're very much in competition with other people, even if you're not actively knowingly doing it. You know, someone's like, how are you doing today? And you're like, oh, this is happening, and I'm losing my job, and like my husband sucks, and like my kids are driving me crazy, and I'm just tired all the time. Um, think about why that's your response. Like, are you responding because you want them to help you? Are you responding because you want them to give you advice to help you through this? Are you responding that way because you want their pity? You want them to feel bad for you? You want them to forgive you for being late or for messing something up because it's not your fault, because all of these things are happening? Like, really think about respond in that way, and how that relates to your ego, okay? Because I do feel like what you're looking for, what you need, is to be a lot more grounded in the reality of things and a lot less focus on how you feel about things. And with the Seven of Cups, like I said, there are a lot of options here. There are a lot of things for you. And again, number 7 requires some sacrifice. Okay, so you're gonna have to, like I said, let go of that ego and let go of all these other things that you're trying to do, and really try to narrow down to what actually is going to work for you. Really, if you've been trying a workout routine for like 2 years and it's not helping you feel healthier, it's not helping you feel more fit, if you're not feeling more energetic, if you're feeling still depressed and you kind of hate doing it, then that's not helping you, okay? It doesn't matter how many times someone says if you keep exercising, eventually it's going to get better. If you've been doing it for a year or 6 months even, and it's still not working, it's time to move on. It's time to change change how you're doing things. It's time to let that go, okay? It's time to sacrifice that workout routine so that you can make room for a different one. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's what I'm getting as you're overcoming energy, just to kind of narrow that down, let go of your ego, really try to look at things from a more grounded, realistic point of view, narrow down how you're trying to overcome your problems into things that actually work for you, and really pay attention to what's not been working for you if you've been trying a lot of things. And really, what was I going to say? Just try to find what helps you feel better for more than just like a minute, like something that you not only know is going to help you feel better in the long run, but as you're doing it, you're excited about it, you feel good about it, and it is not something that, has to feed your ego. It's something that feeds your soul, okay? So let's see what your energy is as you end this day. What is your energy for the end of Wednesday, February 6, 2019? How are you going to close out this Wednesday, February 6, 2019? Please. Oh, what just jumped? Okay, so the Emperor just kind of jumped out, like flew out into my hand. And that tends to represent organization, just really setting boundaries for yourself, setting goals, making plans, and disciplining yourself by choice. So what I mean by that is like children who go to school, they're disciplined by their teachers and their parents. And then in high school, they're disciplined by their teachers more than their parents. And then by college, they have to try to discipline themselves, but they don't really know how because their whole life someone else has done it for them. Okay, so you've reached that position of the college student where it's time for you to discipline yourself. And even though, you may not always have known how, it's really time to stop and really figure out those lessons in the most like rational, logical, concrete way that you possibly can. I always recommend people write things down, making lists, making charts, just writing down your goals. Things are more concrete that way. Things are more likely to come into being when you write them down, okay? They're more likely to kind of imprint on you and on your DNA when you write them down. So let's see what your energy is as you close out this Wednesday. I'm going to still pull 2 cards, but we do have that Emperor, so I do think that your energy involves, getting organized and making a plan for improving things and for dealing, like I said, on your physical side, you weren't dealing with a problem in the most efficient way, the most effective way, and so you might be making a plan to fix that, to deal with it head on, and to overcome this kind of depression, plateaued healing situation you're in. So what is your energy as you end this day, as you close out this day, this Wednesday, for however this reading is meant for, February 6, 2019? What is your energy for the end of this day? You have death, okay? So there's change. We have that same energy of sacrifice, that same energy of just letting whatever isn't serving you, you gotta let it go. Even if it's scary, even if the idea of letting it go or facing it or dealing with it and letting go of the thing that's been keeping you from facing it and dealing with it, even if that's scary, even if that's something that could potentially make a big change in your life, a big scary change, it's something you're going to have to be willing to face. And then we have the 10 of swords, right? So all this stuff that you've been putting yourself through, it's going to come to an end. It's absolutely like at that point where you're over it. So look at this. Even if even if you know nothing about the cards, you're seeing a guy laying here with 10 swords over his back. He's like laying, he could be dead, he could be passed out, but there are swords over his back, and immediately after that is death. Okay, so you're like coming to the very end of whatever situation you're in, whatever this troubling issue is that you're facing. The 10 of swords, I always feel like it says don't give up. The message of the 10 of swords to me always says, you know, that the universe or goddess or Mother Earth or whatever you believe in, your angels, your higher power, they have your back. Your mom, like somebody has your back. Okay, you are not in this alone. You are not dealing with this alone. And it's true that you're tired. At the end of the day, you are going to realize, you know, how exhausted you are of dealing with that situation, whatever that 7 of swords situation is, especially, but also this kind of needing to heal and not really knowing how, not being able to, in part because I think your ego was kind of just making it harder for you to see the reality of your situation in an objective light. It is time to let all of those things go. All of that's starting to come to an end, and then you're going to find that you're in a great place of change, in a great place of letting something go, of sacrifice, of putting things behind you, letting parts of you die, letting parts of you like so with that 3 of wands, you know how I said there is a part of you that's dying. It's possible that you're just trying to hold on to it and you're trying to keep it alive, but I don't think that's the right move here. I think it's time to let that part of you die. If it never served you, or if it's something that, you know, you just love for nostalgia's sake, it is time to let some things go. It's time to let these things die. Like I said, with the Emperor energy, take some time to really organize and really get disciplined with yourself, because the situation you are in is coming to an end and change is inevitable. Whether you like it or not, there will be some change coming for you. But if you are able to overcome your challenges, then let's not forget that we have that 10 of cups. So this pain that you're in, this suffering, this exhaustion, whatever it is you're going through, it is coming to an end. You're going to come through and make this big change so that you come to this energy. Okay, like with your overall energy, think outside of the box. Do something that is not normal for you. Make choices that don't fit in with your usual choices, because like I said, something has to die, some part of you has to go. And that is your reading for today. Please excuse me, my voice is kind of going away for some reason. Not really sure what that's about, but I will see you all tomorrow. Have a beautiful, wonderful, and amazing night. I do hope things improve for you. If you'd like your own private reading, there's a link in the description directly to my website, so go ahead and click that. If you do enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe so that I know. If you don't want to leave a comment, that's totally fine, but liking and subscribing helps me to know that these readings are helping people and that people are actually watching them, and also helps YouTube know that, so that the videos can start to show up on the front page and more people are able to find these messages and hopefully be helped by them, and hopefully in return I will be able to learn more and grow more and offer more on the channel. If I am able to spend more time doing readings and doing work from home instead of going to like day jobs, then that will mean more for all of us, right? So thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Remember always that I love you. Bye.